Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's your man Earl, the CEO. March 28th, 2023, episode 87. You still with us? 87 straight days of increasing your financial IQ, giving you substantial truth, giving you substantial information to help you begin to start planting seeds for your financial future. We are in building your financial portfolio on $25 a month or less, and we are rolling tonight. Scriptures on you, CEO.
Proverbs 22, verse 2. The Lord made rich people and poor people. That's what they have in common.
The Lord makes rich people, poor people, rich people, wealthy people, people who are in poverty, people who are poor. That's what they all have in common. So you're going to have to decide on what kind of person, what type of person are you going to become. Now, you've got some different schools of thought. You've got some different schools of theology about this very thing, about rich people, poor people, wealthy people, middle class people. You have some interesting theology about that, and we're not talking about theology tonight. We are simply talking about increasing your financial IQ so you can become a better steward over what the Most High God has given you. Well, who are we talking to? Anybody between the ages of primarily 12, 13, 14 years old and up. Why so young, Brother Earl? Because the name of the game on building wealth is starting the earlier you come to the knowledge and truth of sowing and reaping. I'm going to say it again. Why so young, Brother Earl? Because the sooner you come into the knowledge of sowing and reaping, the quicker you can get to participating in the economy that the Most High God created. The economy that He created is about sowing and reaping. Well, Brother Earl, what about saving? We all understand, talk about those of you who are in the right mind, that you have to quote unquote save for your future. I don't like to use that word save. This is my personal 2 cents. So I'm making sure you guys understand this. This is my personal 2 cents. I do not like to use the word save for my future. I like to use the word invest in my future. Okay? What do I mean by that? In order to save, you better have the right vehicle that you're parking your resources in. I'm going to say it again. In order to save, you better have the right vehicle that you are parking your resources in. Saving your money for the sake of saving your money is not a good strategy. Remember, we talked about this, and you hear me say it till I'm blue in the face. Are you ready? You hear me say this until I am blue in the face. Are you ready? You're going to hear me say this until I am blue in the face. We are called to be stewards over the resources that God has given us. We are not to simply put the money in the ground. And a steward puts the resources to work. Let me continue moving on. It's not about having a ton of money to get started. It's about what? Getting started. Too many people believe that they have to have $5,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1,000 to get started. Remember, you are a steward, and a steward starts out with whatever they have in their hand. $1, $5, $10. Don't get caught up in thinking that you have to have a ton of money to get started. You do not. This is why I like this book. $25 or less, you can get rolling. $25 or less, you can get rolling. You don't have to have 100 grand. And quite frankly, if somebody gave you 100 grand, many of us, you, many of us are not fiscally responsible enough to handle 100 grand. So be very careful what you think you can do. All right? Start out with what you have and start putting what you have to work. Remember, you want to put your money to work. You want your money to work just as hard as you do. Well, Brother Earl, why is that? Guess what? When you get your paycheck, what do you see? You see Social Security tax taken out. You see FICA taken out. You see all these things taken out. State tax, federal tax. How about taking something out for yourself and putting something to work for yourself? Well, Brother Earl, I don't feel comfortable. Listen, life, you've heard this. Once again, I'm not a cliché person, but you've heard many people tell you that life is a gamble. I don't like to use, once again, I don't like to use the word gamble. Okay? I prefer to use the word risk. Everything in life is about taking a certain level of risk. Some risks are more calculated than others. But no, we're not out here gambling. You take risks every day. You take risks every day. So why are we reading books then? Well, because you are increasing your IQ to lower your risk factor. See how that works? You're increasing your IQ to lower your financial risk factor. Okay? You're increasing your IQ to lower your risk factor. Matter of fact, you're listening to this video so you can lower your risk factor. Okay? I'm reading these books so I can lower my personal risk factor as I put my money into the marketplace. Okay? There's always a possibility of losing money, resource, asset when you invest it. Okay? So let's get that out the way. There's always possibility of losing money. Well, brother, that's why I have my money in the bank account. I got $3,000 or $4,000 in the bank account. Tell it to the people whose bank went out of business just the last 30 days. I'm not gonna name no names, but tell it to the people that their bank closed the doors, woke up one morning, and the bank is gone. And hope by the grace of God that some of that money will be able to be recouped. So be careful when you start talking about what you will and won't do because of risk. Okay? And this is why you have to understand that you're increasing your IQ to lower your risk so you can maneuver in the marketplace. Okay? You're not going to avoid every risk. Why? Because in order to avoid risk, you have to be one who is moving, sowing, planting, reaping. Okay? You can't just let something sit in the same place and think you're going to avoid risk. Not the case. Put your resources to work. All right? And I'm not going to sit here and tell you. It's very tempting to tell you what to do. All right? I'm just going to tell you to learn how to put it in the marketplace, whether it be real estate, whether it be stock market, whether it be buying gold, whether it be buying, flipping cars, whether it be flipping fashion. I mean, you have to decide what you want to do. I gave you a clue yesterday. I'm going to give you a clue again. Start to invest in what you do every day. Okay? If you drive a Ford, you should probably own Ford stock. If you drive a Toyota, you should probably own Toyota stock. If you have an Apple phone, you might want to have Apple stock. If you have a smartphone, whether it be through Google, Android, you might want to own Google stock. Okay, if you wear blue jeans, you might want to buy Levi Strauss. I mean, it's very simple to get started to increasing your IQ. Those are the companies that you should be looking at because you already support them. Well, Brother Earl, what are you saying? Let me say it like this: investing in the companies that you already support is like owning a piece of the company. You literally become part owner of the company and you share in its success and you share in its failures. And that's why you have to be wise and watch the companies that you're investing in, big or small, little or tall. You should be invested in what you already support. Well, Brother Earl, I don't know what my goals are. Great, okay? Because if you don't have a clear cut goal, then your goal should be a financial amount. I'm going to say it again. If you don't have a clear cut goal, then you should have a financial amount. I want to make XYZ. That's what you should have. And don't feel bad or guilty by having a financial goal. All right? Don't beat yourself up because you want to have $100,000 by the age of 50. That's reasonable. Okay? Don't sit there and beat yourself up. Don't act like you're a sinner because you have a financial goal. No. Everybody has dreams, goals, and ambitions. The object is not to put those dreams, goals, and ambitions before the Most High God. Okay? Let me give you one for free. It is almost impossible to accomplish anything in life unless you first figure out what you want to do and write it down. Sidebar. It's almost impossible to accomplish anything in life unless you have not already figured it out, what you want to do, and write it down. That one's a freebie. You've heard me say it before. You're not trying to make money for money's sake. Okay? Use your resources, get your dreams, goals, and ambitions in line. Okay? Start as soon as you can. It's not about how old you are, it's not about how young you are. Okay? Invest in companies that you know. Keep your emotions in check. All right? That's something that you're going to grow and learn how to develop, is learning how to get your emotions in check. Do not be ran by fear and greed. I'm going to say it again. Do not be ran by fear and greed. Learn how to make careful, researched choices and decisions. Okay? Say it again. Learn how to make careful, researched, chance decisions. I'm going to say it one more time. Learn how to take careful, researched chances. Don't be ran by greed. Don't be ruled by fear. Okay? Take some time to develop your plan. Take some time to develop your investment plan. And remember, our primary goal this year is to learn how to invest our resources by increasing our financial IQ. A couple hours a month, 5 to 10 hours a month, can net you $100,000 to $500,000 a year over the next 10 years. 5 to 10 hours a month can net you $100,000 to $500,000 over the next 10 years. Understand what I'm saying. Okay? Understand what I am saying. In closing, you don't take the first step, you'll never reach it. You don't download the investment apps, you won't get started. You don't hire a securities broker, stockbroker, you won't get started. So, take the first step toward financial independence and increasing your financial IQ. This is your man Earl. God bless you. God keep you. Keep it rolling. How to get started building your portfolio on $25 a month. We're in it, y'all. God bless. God keep you. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.